Welcome back, my friends, to the motorbike show that never ends. It's hello from him. It's hello from Sasha the goat, the Himalayan dog. There you go. Right, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I was looking in the sight glass of this Himalayan 450 and I noticed the oil was looking pretty black. So I thought I would drop it out, have a good look at it, and maybe put it back in again. Anyway, we got back from a 100+ mile ride last night and I pulled the sump plugs, those two, while the engine was hot and let it drain overnight. Yeah, but what I also did was I brought 2 jam jars out with me, and I took the front one out first and drained it into that jar, and that's as much that came out of that sump plug, out of that compartment. Now the second one contains a lot more oil. It's got all that in there, but the first oil that came out I managed to catch in here before I tipped it all over the floor, before I spilled other stuff over the floor. But yeah, so here we are. We're looking pretty black again, aren't we? And these are the gauzes. This is the front one. Gauze itself is pretty clean, the cleanest it's been, but we have got those little lines on the magnets. So what we've got there is a little bit of magnetic residue, a bit of steel that will be, but not very much at all. This is the back one. Looks like it's got a bit more on it. Middle there. Yeah, the back one's got a bit more on. Focus, focus, focus. You can see it. But the gauze, again, is clean. So the big debris that was floating around inside the engine has been caught by the gauze. There wasn't a terrific amount of it. You always get something when these things are being built. You can't really help it. So I'm not particularly alarmed by that. I am very pleased about the amount of magnetic build-up that I'm finding. I don't think that's excessive. There's a little more on this one, but not a terrific amount when you consider what it was like on the first oil change. So all is well there, I think. The bike has done 1,000 kilometers since the last oil change. Now, I've probably changed the oil twice as much as the average owner would, and probably twice as much as the average Enfield dealer would too. The oil I have put in has been semi-synthetic, 1040, the correct grade. Semi-synthetic as well is recommended by the Royal Enfield company. But I am just not happy with this oil. It's so black. Look at it. It's only done 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles. And this was taken out at 8 o'clock last night. And it's now almost 3 o'clock the following afternoon. So it's had a lot of time to settle. You hold it against the white tank, so you can see just that it is very opaque. The blackness is either the oil has been discolored or there is particles being held in suspension, but they haven't precipitated out to any degree at all. And when you swirl the oil, it's quite opaque. So it's a very different sort of blackness to what you would see with diesel oil. Diesel oil goes black, and that's because of the carbon. So why is this? Why is this dark? Why is this almost black? I don't really know. Part of me thinks it might be the clutch lining breaking down, in which case it would be particles in the oil, fairly large particles. Obviously the filter will grab them and leave the smaller ones, because I don't know what microns that filter takes out. But if it was particulate, it would surely precipitate out. So I just don't know. What I am rather frightened of is the fact that the oil might be oxidizing, the oil itself might be breaking down. I've never come across this in a petrol or gasoline engine before. Usually, you know, you find that the oil goes browner and browner until it makes an almost maroon sort of a color, purpley maroon color. And I've had engines that have gone way past their oil change interval, and they haven't been anything like as black as this. They've just been that funny brown color. So I am a little concerned. The particular brand of oil that I've used is supposed to be a high quality brand. They pride themselves on telling you that they're better than anybody else. Now maybe if the oil is oxidized, maybe I need to go full synthetic, because then that full synthetic is more resistant to oxidization. It will be able to withstand higher temperatures. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change brands, and I'm going to put a full synthetic oil in. Again, this is one of those oils that is supposed to be better than anybody else's oil. Let's see if I can smell any burning. No, there's no smell of burning. Maybe a tiny smell of fuel. Tastes a bit like Chateau Lafite 59. No. No, so I don't know. I am a little bit confused, but anybody's got any ideas on why this oil turns black? Is that normal? Is that anything to worry about? Personally, I think it is something to worry about. I just don't know. Never come across this before in several decades of fertling about with engines and motorbikes and trucks and tractors and equipment. Never come across this before. So if anybody's got any ideas, please let me know. But this oil is not going back in the engine. This oil is going to be used, recycled. And I will put some full synthetic, all singing, all dancing, the best the world has ever seen, etc., etc., according to the manufacturer's claims. And we'll see what happens. And I will let you know. And so until next time, it's goodbye from the Himmy, goodbye from him, goodbye from Sasha, the Himalayan dog. Say goodbye, folks. Goodbye, folks. So take care of yourselves, look after one another. Rubber side down, shiny side up if your bike has got a shiny side. This one doesn't. And try to behave, and if you can't get away with it, be very apologetic. Bye bye.